Hi there, this is Steve here in Sydney from the GNOSIS website truebluehealer.com. I'm just going to show you something that you've probably watched all your life without thinking about, and it conceals a very profound and very beautiful truth. But you will probably think it's nothing. And this really shows how shallow we can all be, taking things literally, seeing things merely on the surface. I'm going to bring your attention to something in a way that it was brought to me, and it goes like this. Watching the Quran going past, it's possible to buy the Quran on a CD. You can play it on a plasma TV, and it's sort of like background music. It chants in the background, and there's English translations at the bottom of the giant plasma screen. Now, you'll notice the Quran sometimes refers to things called jinns, J-I-N-N-S, plural of jinn, which is some kind of spirit mentioned in the Quran, you see. It's talked about. Now, it's not clear from the description in the Quran whether it's just in people's heads or whether they physically appear outside our bodies or whether they are separate entities. It's not clear at all, you see. But remember the key word, J-I-N-N, jinn, right? It means something like spirit. Now, the ancient Greeks took this word and refined its usage for something very, very specific. And that is, they invented the word genie or genius, specifically genius. A number of Greek scientists talked about discovering themselves they had an internal genius. That's basically a second intelligence, some kind of second spirit thing that talks to people internally. And it uses a dialogue system of internal words and messages in the mind's eye, specifically pictures, images, you see. Anyway, a number of Greek scientists talked about this, and they were very, very specific about this phenomenon going on in their own heads, including Pythagoras, the famous philosopher who was not just a mathematician. He was a lot more than that. Now, what's this got to do with anything we see today? Well, it has a hell of a lot. You've been staring at it without realizing. And I am referring to a show called I Dream of Jeanie, where a willing, adoring servant person, entity at least, comes out of a bottle when uncorked. And you notice the characteristics of this loving, adoring sort of entity, always giving the master the free will to do whatever he wants. Assisting him every possible way. This is what happens in the I Dream of a Genie show. Now, notice how she sees the astronaut as a kind of pop star, hangs on every word he says, loves everything he does what she can to support and without intervening and ruining his free will. Well, that's an astonishing metaphor in front of your eyes, which you probably thought was just wonderfully funny and amusing and Hollywood fairy tale stuff. But in actual fact, it's really only the externalization of an internal entity, the original jinn, spoken about in the Quran, spoken about by Greek scientists. It's only externalized so it can be photographed for television purposes. It was also done on a TV show called Battlestar Galactica, where entities started to appear outside actors talking to them. No one else could see them, just to make them visible. I believe it was the Cylons or something that discovered some kind of telepathic technique. But back to the more interesting show, I Dream of Jeanie. So here you have a comedy hit story, which is actually about something called gnosis, because those Greeks that took the word jinn and refined it meaning genius, were actually in a state of gnosis. That's knowing a second intelligence within themselves and being quite aware of it and accepting its presence. And it has all the same characteristics as Barbara Eden in I Dream of Jeanie. Makes you wonder whether that's what they were really referring to in the Quran, but it's not so clear there. Now, the wonderful news is that this profound truth, this profound knowledge which has been concealed from you in plain sight, you've probably watched hundreds of episodes haven't we all? It's now possible for you to have that genie within yourself. And guess what? If she is your hero, Barbara Eden's your hero, that mask, that face will appear in your mind's eye. Now, how do you get this genius activated and working inside your internal awareness, as it really should be, as it really is? Well, you simply go to the website truebluehealer.com for about 20 minutes. And you'll start to receive messaging from your internal musical genie, mystical genie, adoring genie, hangs on every word you speak. Within a week, you'll start to get vivid messaging dreams. You'll start to hear some messaging music. Within a fortnight, you'll get a bonus the Greeks never spoke of, nor the Quran, and that is physical evidence that you're not dreaming this, you're not making it up. And that's a vitally important thing, because you can medically measure it through your own skin. And you'll suddenly start to see what the ancient Greeks were trying to tell us, what the ancient Quran was trying to tell us, and why I Dream of Jeanie, presenting the message photographically, actually conceals the message. But you can have that adoring character actually living within you. There's a second intelligence in everybody. Now, Christians call it the Holy Spirit. It's got a lot of other names: genius, genie, the uncorked genie out of the bottle is when your state of gnosis has been triggered, activated. And this can now be done at the website truebluehealer.com. Takes only 20 minutes of your time. All you need is a bit of a formal lesson in how to see through things. And you'll suddenly discover physical signals. You get immediate physical feedback, by the way, in 20 minutes. So that's something to look forward to. You can test out, is what I'm telling you, is it true? Is it real? It certainly is, because many people have attested to it from 6 countries. They all say the same things happen to them when they are triggered also. So if you want to meet the wonderful genie within you, which you've seen personified in the wonderful entertaining TV show, you already have your own genie. It's waiting to be uncorked. And you get uncorked at truebluehealer.com. I'll see you there.